Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of this design. Before I get into the nitty-gritty of how it says what it says using this key, I want to talk about my main artistic choices in this and what can be changed without affecting the translation. So this is a good little bit to show your tattoo artist if they are interested. So this gray area here is the negative of what's around it, and that was purely a stylistic choice. So it doesn't matter that these change colors right here. What matters is it looks like there's a line that continues through and ends here, and a line that continues through and ends here. So this little bit needs to look like a line is continuing through here. And then same thing here. You could just put things as a different color or as a darker color. I did them as a negative imprint just to make it look like this line continues through here. Anyway, so that's a bit about the negative section here. The thickness of any of the lines in this do not matter at all whatsoever. This is the only particularly thick line I have in this, and the outer ring and these guys here. Yeah, so you're free to choose colors, to choose shading, and to choose line thicknesses. Just keep the lines where they are relative to each other, and if they pass through somewhere, they pass through somewhere, and if they end somewhere, they end somewhere. And that's what's needed to make this translation work out. So anyway, let's get to that translation. So this is Loren Sherman's script, and it uses a combination of dots and lines on these 4 different letter stems to make our consonants. And vowels are a bit trickier. They're these smaller circles, so in our design they look like this. I made them all the same size. And they have different positions depending upon what vowel they are and if they're attached on one of these 4 stems. So let's go ahead and get to this design. You read starting at the bottom and going counterclockwise, which is true for word circles as well as sentence circles. So here's the first word we hit, and here's the bottom of it. And this is the first letter we hit, and it is a circle on the line of the word circle. So like this, it's this stem. If we just ignore all the vowels, we have the black lines here, which are the consonant stems. Anyway, so this is a consonant stem that looks like this, and there are no modifiers on it. There are no lines or dots anywhere on it, so that is a TH. And then we continue around. Here's the little vowel, and it's on the line of the word circle. So that's an E right here. So this is the word the. And then we have this word, which is kind of the focus of the piece. Here's the bottom of the word circle here, and this is the first stem we hit. It is a shallow divot, so like this, a little bite taken out of a cookie. And there are 1, 2, 3 lines ending on it. So this is why it's important that this line continues through here and looks like it ends on this stem. So 1, 2, 3 lines ending on this stem makes it an S. So this is an S. Oh, and even though this curves around and looks kind of like a circle, it's a line because it's got the chunk missing from it. It has to be a complete circle to be a circle. So this is just a fancy looking line. So 1, 2, 3 lines makes that an S. Continue around. Here's our next letter stem, and it is inside the word circle like this. And there are 1, 2, 3 dots closest to it. So even though this dot's kind of close to this stem and this dot's kind of close to this stem has lines on it, and so does this one. So you can't have dots and lines on the same stem. So the dots have to go with the nearest valid stem, nearest viable consonant stem. So this is the 3 dots going here on the L, because this is an L with 3 dots. Then we have an E inside the word circle. So an E, again, the gray ones are the E's. If they're inside a consonant like this, they're right in the middle of it. So E, and then we have another E on the line of the word circle here. Then we continue around. Here's our next letter. It's inside the word circle, just like this last one. And it's got 1, 2 lines ending on it. So that would be a P, and another E, and then we have this shallow divot here, just like this one. And it's important that this line looks like it continues through. So even though it turns to the negative color, it continues straight through here and doesn't end on this stem because this stem has 1, 2, 3 dots on it, making it an R. So here's the word sleeper, and then we have this stem here, this word. Bottom of it's here. This is the first stem we hit. It is a deep divot, so more than 50% completed. Starts to curve back out on itself, so like this one and this one. And this stem has 1, 2 lines on it. Again, it's important that this one passes through and ends on the S. So that would be an H with 2 lines. Then we have an A outside the word circle. And then we have this shallow divot here. So the stem here, same as this, and 1, 2, 3 lines ending on that, so that would be an S. So HAS, has, so the sleeper has, and then our last but not least word, bottom of it's here. This is the first letter we hit. It's another A, just like that. And then we have this shallow divot here, which it's okay if this line blends in with the stem, so long as we can tell the word circle itself ends and has that shallow divot taken out of it. It works as a W with 1, 2 lines ending on it. Again, this one is important that it passes through and ends here. So 1, 2 lines on that W. So W's have 2 lines. And then we have an A. Then we have 1, 2 dots on the K. Circle inside the word circle. 2 dots is a K. E, just like this E and that E. Then we have an N with 1 line ending on it. Lines that pass through do not count. So line modifiers, they count where they end on a letter stem, so they don't count where they pass through. So E, N, E, and then a D. 1, 2, 3 dots on a deep divot. So then we have the period at the end of the sentence. So this is the sentence circle. It's where we put punctuation. I don't have punctuation in this key, but a period is an open circle like this. So the sleeper has awakened. And that's this design. And again, you're welcome to add or change any of the shading as long as we can tell where the lines are. We're good and we can read it. So yep, that's this design. I hope you like it. Bye.